Welcome back to our van build. In this video we're going to show you how we went from struggling with our floor like this to this, the end result. We're taking you step by step through the process, and we'll show you also some of the mistakes and struggles we had like these.
Yeah, we just have to do it, man. Don't overthink it again, Max.
What are you overthinking exactly?
Yeah, just the whole thing, like, we just have to glue it and screw it here, and then we'll be fine.
If you're interested in building a floor for your van, then keep watching because we're going to show you exactly how we did it. We're Amber and Max, and we're building a van from scratch for the first time without any prior experience. We traveled around Australia for the past year in a van, and since we're back in Europe, we decided we're going to build our van ourselves and travel around Europe again.
Alright, so to install the floor, we do need glue, which is very strong but also elastics. We do need some primer and top coat to just make sure all the rust is gone again. We're first gonna treat the floor now with acetone again, and then afterwards we have to redo it with the paint. Yeah, here is the glue for it, the gun to get the glue out. Here we have our wood for the under construction, and here we do have our floor. So we found this dealership in the area of my hometown who was able to sell us some really light and cheap wood. It's plywood. It's about 5 kilograms per square meters, which is a really good weight. Since we're focusing so much on weight, we kind of struggled to find the right wood. Luckily, this carpenter was able to help us out. So yeah, we picked it up this morning. Now it's pretty much dry here, and I hope there's no rain coming. You never know in this area, but it should be dry for another 2 hours or something. So I laid out the floor ready, and we kept obviously the old floors from the van, which we will now assemble back together, put on top of the new wood, and then we're just gonna drew around it. Easiest way to just get the right dimensions. So yeah, let's do that.
We just figured out with the other part that when we put in the old template that there's still these borders, and then there's here where the partition wall was in, there's just some parts that are not calculated into the template. So what we're gonna do now is use this piece of carton and just draw it out. Perfection has been reached by Max. I'm very happy with this result. After finishing the floor, the van is over there, and here we are inside with our van life friends. Hello. They're living the actual van life, the dream. They have the cutest dog on the planet, Penny. And yeah, this is a really nice setup. They made it really, really nice. They have the lift bed that we also want. Max is already dreaming, I can see it.
All right, next step. Building the under construction with the wood. So we're gonna place this wood always in between the waves. So the waves are pretty much 11 millimeters high. The wood is now 17. We are gonna use 10 millimeters of isolation on the floor. So that gives us 4 centimeters of squeezing room between the highest point of the wood to the highest point of the isolation. But here or there we're also gonna put some 3 millimeters thick K-Flex tape over the wood to just prevent on wood, because our floor is out of wood, the under construction is of wood. So if this comes together and there's movement, it's gonna be squeezes, and we want to prevent that. So that's why we're going to tape K-Flex isolation in between. Yes, let's do that. The plywood for our floor is only 10 millimeters, so that's why we think we should put them all a bit closer together. We saw people doing spreading them out quite a lot. I saw people doing it like we do, so I just feel more comfortable when I keep them together. So especially in the area where we're gonna stand a lot and walk around a lot, which will be obviously the entrance here and then to the lounge area. So here we will have a lot of steps. We're gonna stand a lot. So here I want to have decent under construction. There we have the shower, so we're gonna go there also for quite some wood as under construction. Here we're gonna go with the cabinet, same as where I stand right now. Here we might use less, but maybe also not, so we'll see how much we're gonna use.
Before we glued the battens to the floor, we sanded the areas we would use, vacuumed and cleaned them with acetone. Then we glued the battens to the metal and put weights on them to dry. Before we started to isolate the floor, we spread rust protector on the areas that were sanded before and not completely covered by the wood to avoid rust. This is the last time you're able to treat the bare metal, so make sure you do a last check.
Alright guys, the wood inside is dried out, more or less. We have it now in there since 15 hours. Now we're going to isolate, but before we do that, I measured where the lines are running from the wood. How did I measure this? So obviously you will not see these buttons here when you have the floor on top and then you want to screw in and then you just don't know where to screw. So what I did, I marked 10 lines on the side, on the left side, and I went from these lines and I said after 4 centimeters I have to drill one hole, after 29 centimeters 60, 84, 118 and so on. And like this I'll be able then to drill the hole into the wood floor. If you know a better or a more efficient strategy, let us know.
As usual, before sticking something to the metal, we cleaned it with acetone. After that, it's just a matter of Tetris with the K-Flex. We know some people leave a gap to be able to ventilate underneath, but at some point we had to make a decision and we wanted to save as much standing space as possible. The K-Flex itself has a built-in vapor barrier, which means moisture and water essentially can't pass through the material at all. Of course, this only works if there are no gaps, so make sure the material is as closed off as possible. So here you can see the measurements for the screw as we explained earlier. Based on this, we knew where the screws would go into the battens so that we wouldn't have to screw into the van. Next thing we did was glue the floor to the battens. As you can see, we left a little gap with glue where our shower would come because we might still need to take that out afterwards. Then we had some help to make sure the floor fell straight onto the glue and the battens. So Max is drilling in the screws. We pre-drilled the holes. We are using 4mm screws that are 20 millimeters long, and our plywood is 10 millimeters and the wood battens are 17. So we have 27 millimeters there and we are drilling about 20. So we definitely don't drill into the van, only into the wood battens. It's gonna be stuck because there's also glue under it. Okay, we have the floor in.
But I do believe it's better the opposite way.
So there's the only lines in our floor, which is great. It's only one separation, but we do need to find a way to get this together. So that's something we're gonna figure out. We ended up deciding not to do anything to it. Once we glued it together, the gap wasn't that big, and now that the floor has settled, it's actually looking quite okay, and there will still be a vinyl going over it. But please let us know in the comments if you think this is something we have to fix still, if this gap really needs closure for stability reasons or others. Please let us know. Of course, we're not gonna just keep it like this. This is just the under layer, like the subfloor. And then we're gonna cover it with probably a herringbone. We are still not We haven't figured it out, but yeah, there's definitely gonna come a top layer. PVC on roll. That's the alarm for the chicken in the oven.
Run for the chicken.
So that's how we did it. That's how we put in the floor. I'm very curious what you think. Did we do it wrong? Did we do it right? Because honestly, along the way, it felt like we were just trying to figure it out. But with every step we took, it was like, I hope this is right. I guess we're doing it right. Which is kind of how the van build has been feeling this whole time. But yeah, we just would love to hear from you in the comments. Did we do it right? How did you do it in your van? So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And next time we will be putting in the roof fan into our van. So that's the first time we cut a hole into it. And we are nervous. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.